Welcome to our home away from home.
A lot of people have asked us how we do this van abode thing, so we thought we'd give you a tour. We bought this van and it had the
Bins in
it, all the metal stuff. We took everything out.
All the shelving, we took that out and we still have it, and we can sell it for money if we can find somebody who wants to buy it. And if anybody wants to buy it, contact me. This is our friend Flat. He travels with us. As you can see, we built a bed in here that goes side to side, and we built it high enough so that we could put bins of storage bins underneath. And under those bins, we have one food bin, we have one implement bin, and we have the rest of the bins for other storage items that we need along the trip.
We access the other bins from the back.
And of course we have our water, as you can see, stored there. We keep the bungee across there so that if I stop and those want to slide forward, they won't slide too far.
We use a lot of bungees and magnetic things.
You can see we have a magnetic flashlight hanging up there from the roof over by the hats.
And magnetic hooks.
And we have magnetic hooks on the side, and we have magnets that we can use to kind of hold up our curtains and screens when we want to.
We use this bungee for drying clothes a lot, like socks and things like that. And
behind you is the dresser. 3 drawers, one's for medicinal things and other little items, and then we have that bungee there so that it kind of holds the dresser against the side of the van sometimes. And there's also a rolled up quilt that's sitting on the floor underneath the clothing that we use when we need additional warmth. It was a quilt that was made by Bonnie, and she took a winter sleeping bag and put a duvet cover on it made out of my shirts.
There's the winter quilt.
Strips of my old shirts, and it works very, very well. We can sleep down in the mid-30s if we need to. We don't want to, but we can. And the bed that you're sitting on while you're videoing this is a full-size mattress. We did not alter the mattress in any way. It's a full-size mattress. It does have a layer of memory foam in it, and one thing we discovered was that when the weather drops and it gets cold, the memory foam gets hard. And so...
But it has to get pretty cold before it does that, and it warms up.
It warms up with your body heat, and we have no problems then.
We've got a foam mattress because that way we didn't have to cut it off. The space is actually a little shorter than a regular double bed, but not very much. It tucked in pretty well. It tucks in very well. And the cooler that she's sitting on is the cooler that we use for all of our refrigerated items, and we just use ice. We replenish the ice every once in a while when it needs to. Under the
striped towel is our porta potty, and we use that at night, particularly when there's a need.
Most of the time we don't need to use it except at night.
Flat, I'm going to have to move you. Hope you don't mind.
How often do you have to empty that?
It holds 5 gallons, so it can go a long time between. It depends on how quickly you want to fill it up.
Where do you empty it?
We empty it in any toilet that we have
so it's
available.
Something you can pull out and then take in?
Yes, it comes apart and just the tank carries, and then you can empty it there.
Does it like stink?
No, we don't really even notice that it's there. We don't cook in our van, and we have no heat or cooling in our van, except this fan up here, that rotates when it's a 12-volt fan, and we can plug that into the power outlet up in front, and it works fine to kind of cool things down. We haven't really used it that much at all.
We are off the grid though, except for little things like the computers, or our coffee grinder, and now our immersion blender.
Right.
We run those things off of an inverter that works off the car battery. So even in a campground, we don't have to pay for electric. We just...
It's a small inverter. It's only 140 watts. We could get a bigger one if we needed one, but it works well. And we also have a marine-style battery in the car that we put in, so it can take the discharge and recharge better than a regular battery. You may have seen the cord hanging up behind the hats. That's just an extension cord that I've run around the van, the front of the van here, and we can plug that into the inverter when we're driving. And then I've got one computer power supply already plugged into that cord, and we can charge a computer while we're driving. When we go to eat at a park, we just have everything in this bucket.
Show them what's in there.
I will. We can just pick up that bucket and go. And we have a tablecloth in there. We have one of our ceramic pans that we do most of our cooking in, and then just some other little towels. But we also have butter and matches for our Coleman stove, which is behind the front seat and behind this cooler. So I just pull that out when I want to take the stove. We use ceramic coffee cups and dishes. We figure, and real silverware, stainless steel, because we figured if we have to wash the stuff anyway, why should we wash disposable stuff? And we don't want to be throwing all of that stuff away, so we're a little more green this way.
Show them that neat flat lid that we found at IKEA.
Yes, this fits really well on our frying pan, so when we are making some fried eggs, we can get the tops done just right.
I like the fact that the handle folds down and you can store it flat.
Right. So that's our kitchen setup.
We've learned lots of little things like that that make things easier.
Okay, let's go around to the back and we'll show you. Well, when we got the van, we took out all of the shelving and bins, with the exception of the black box that's in between the two seats. It's a lockable box here, and inside we can store our travel books and so on. And we also have one of these non-slip mats.
We use a lot of that matting to keep things from sliding around.
Right, because we can set our computer on here, for example. When we're driving, it won't move then. It's stuck. And plug our power cord in there and not have to worry about it sliding off when we come to a stop. We can carry little snacks with us if we want. And I did purchase a club at the behest of my dear wife that goes on the steering wheel. And we sometimes will put that on if we're feeling a little bit antsy for where we're parking.
So what's the club do?
The club locks the steering wheel in place so that, let me show you here. I got to start it up so I can move the wheel a little bit. When you put the club on, it just sticks in there and pulls back here. And now no one could steer the car because of this handle sticking out. And they can't get it off either.
We use that.
So it wouldn't turn all the way around?
No. See here?
Oh.
That's as far as it goes.
So you can make very wide turns.
Well, you wouldn't be able to control the vehicle very well at all.
Okay.
And there's a guarantee that comes with the club if the car gets stolen. So.
Wow.
That works very well. And we have this key on my key ring that unlocks it, and I have another one elsewhere.
You put that on when you're leaving the van somewhere?
Yes.
We usually put it on if we're going.
If we're like at a trailhead.
If we're going on a long hike.
Okay.
And we would put it on there.
One reason we use the club and are very careful to secure the van is because this is not only our transportation, it's our home and all of our possessions that we take with us. So if it were to be stolen, we would really be in bad shape. But most of the time we aren't worried about that.
When we bought the van, we wanted openable windows. This window opens if I unlatched it, and it doesn't open far. These windows open a little bit as well, and they help give a little ventilation. When I built the bed, a serendipity to it was that there was a little space in between the bed and this post on either side, and our lawn chairs fit perfectly in that little space. But so when we want to get something out, all I have to do is simply take the chairs out, and then I can slide the bins out to get what we need out of the bins.
We put the things in back that we don't use as often.
Right. Really, I mean, I have my coffee roaster up under the bed too. When we are at a place where there's electricity, like here at your house, we can plug it in and roast some coffee and then take that with us.
And then I can take it all.
I
can take all that you roast and drink it. Before you leave.
When we first set out, we took a lot of things that we didn't need. So after the first year, when we went back to our house, we took out a lot of those things, and that made room for things that we knew we would like to have with us, like the coffee roaster. And we've started
the Flowbee to cut my hair.
Flowbee to cut your hair, and our letterboxing supplies. Letterboxing is a hobby that we started in traveling, where you look for hand-carved rubber stamps in different places. You get the clues online, and what it does for us is it helps us discover places that we might not have found otherwise. We are surprised how little it takes to live. By eliminating a lot of that other stuff, like we said before, we have room for things that we would really like to do. We're even making homemade kefir in between the seats. I keep the jar between the seats, and every other day I process it and make kefir, put it in the cooler. So that's been fun. I tried broccoli sprouts, but I wasn't as consistent with that. But it can be done. You could even put a couple little pots of herbs in the window if you'd like. But we haven't done that yet either. We're trying to travel on our Social Security. So we've set a budget of $40 to $50 a day, which may seem like a lot, but
that includes gas.
Most of it is gas and food. If you want to cut back, you just don't drive as much each day.
And if you want to cut back, you don't eat out as often either. We don't really eat out very often. Once in a while we do. Sometimes when we stay with relatives, we don't have to bother them with them providing a bed for us. We can sleep in our van, and it helps them out as well as we're comfortable because it's our bed, it's our mattress. And depending on what your situation is, you can give some money to them if they're feeding you, and that'll help them with the food as well. So that's what we try to do, and it's worked out very well for us so far. This is a 2008 Chevy Express, 2500 Express, and it's a cargo van, and it has better suspension and all than a 1500 Express, which is a little lighter. And going up and down hills, it helps to have the little heavier engine as well. So,
what kind of mileage do you get?
Right now we're getting about 15.9, which may not sound too good, and I don't like it. I wish it was better, but all in all, it's been as high as 17, but most of the time it sits right around 15.9, and that includes city as well as highway driving. We also spend little on lodging because we do what's called stealth camping. We can park on the street, we can park in parking lots. We've parked in church parking lots, Walmart parking lots, and so on. And all of the National Park Service's parks, because we have a senior pass that you can buy for $10, and that's good for a lifetime. You don't have to pay again. The pass allows us to camp in the National Park Service campgrounds for half price, whatever the going rate is. And we can get into all the national parks free as well. So this is a great way to travel. And that's our home, and that's our van.
Okay, just talk to me like you're talking to me. I want you to feel like you're talking to me, all right? All right, go.
Well, this is our home away from home.
Hi, Dave.
We welcome you to it. That's what I would do.
You're being too rehearsed. I just want you to show. Okay. Start off like, so this is our van. Or something like that.
Do you want us to do it like us, or do you want us to do it
I want you to do it like you. Like you're being yourself.
Let's do it like
He's
us.
a preacher. What do you expect?